So the dictionary says that an entrepreneur is someone who takes a larger than necessary risk to achieve a desired dream, outcome, vision, whatever, right? It says that a small business owner is someone who starts a business in a localized market that maybe already exists. And then a founder is someone who, basically creates a product or an idea or a service from scratch. But the one thing that I think all of those things have in common, entrepreneur, business owner, founder, right, is you are taking a larger than necessary risk than just going and getting a job, right? Going and working for or with someone else. You're taking a larger than necessary risk to provide for your family, a larger than necessary risk to achieve your desired dream, outcome, vision for your life. So for the purpose of this message and this content, I'm just going to refer to you as an entrepreneur, right? You're someone who's taking a risk in your life. Now, that risk comes with a lot of things: uncertainty, doubt, imposter syndrome. It also comes with fear. It comes with a lot of things, right? But I think that the one thing that I really want you to think about today is what is the thing you need to be building your life on to ensure that you are growing, improving, changing, becoming the individual that you need to become to run the business and see the desired outcome, dream that you want to see. I believe that you need a foundation. I believe that you need a foundation, not just for your business, but a foundation to live your life on. Right? The risk that you are taking, right? I've spoken to many of you. I understand that the risk that you are taking seems smaller than the risk of going and working under some authority that you may not align with, right? Your thoughts, your ideas, your values, they may not align. And it seems a lot less risky to go out and try it on your own. And as I agree with that, and I am in complete alignment with that thought, there's still risk. There's risk of, negatively affecting our family. There's risk of, spending a lot of time and energy on things that may or may not come to fruition if we're not careful. There's risk in, losing friends. There's risk in, once we start to change and improve, how that's going to affect who we are to those around us. Even if it's positive changes, even if who we become is more positive, how that affects people around us is still risky, right? Those people may not accept us anymore for who we are. So I believe that you need a foundation. I believe that the foundation that I believe in, there's 5 pillars. It's leadership skills, communication skills, expectation skills, defining success skills, and health. And when you use and you lean on those 5 things to build your foundation, you're not only building on something that your business can be held on, you're building something that your life can be held on, right? Think about a house. How often does a cracked foundation affect the rest of the foundation? I mean, think about how many times maybe you've seen a house that's been condemned, right? Because the foundation is broken. You can have a broken foundation and not be condemned. If you've already been building and you feel like you've got cracks in these areas, you can still improve, you can still change, you can still get to where you want to be. You just got to go back and address the foundation. You've got to address the thing that is keeping you where you're at. It's keeping you in that cycle, right? You'll start to see a lot of success, a lot of change, a lot of growth, because you're doing all these awesome things externally, and then bam, back to the bottom. Like, why am I feeling like this? Why is this happening? What is going on? It's because you're in a cycle. You're stuck in a cycle. And to get out of that cycle, you need a strong foundation. You need to stand on something that you believe in. Now, when I say leadership, communication, expectation, success, health, when I say that you need, or I believe that those things will really help you, I am not saying of others. I'm not saying leading others, communicating with others. Sure, yes, those things are important, but I believe that if you can't lead yourself, communicate with yourself, set expectations for yourself, and define success for yourself, create health for yourself, you can't do that for others. That's just what I believe. You have to be able to do it for yourself first. So what I'd really encourage you today is ask yourself, where am I at? Self-assess, right? See where you're at on this scale. See where you're at on this idea of leadership, on this idea of communication. How comfortable are you with it? How strong are you with it? If you're not sure, look up some resources, find some resources on those things and see how you may compare to not necessarily someone else, but to where you want to be, right? That'll kind of give you a gauge or an idea of where you're at in that process. Because at the end of the day, your foundation is ultimately what's going to allow you to build the life that you want, create the freedom that you want, be the entrepreneurial minded person that you want. So, it's funny, the other day I was at an event and I was explaining this to another guy, and he said, tell me this. He said, how would you improve expectations for yourself? I said, well, first you got to live up to expectations for yourself. I said, case in point, you're here at this event, right? What's the purpose of being here? What's the expectation you have of yourself being here at this event? And he says, I want to meet 4 people. I said, okay, cool. We'd been there for 30, 40 minutes. I said, outside of me, because obviously you've met me, how many people have you met? He said, none. I said, okay, so right now, would you say that you are meeting your own expectation? He said, no. I said, okay, so then right now, you can meet the expectation still. You still have time to meet the expectation, but you have not met the expectation. So you need to lead yourself, communicate with yourself to meet that expectation. Communicate with yourself could be talking yourself off of a ledge, right? Helping yourself overcome anxiety or stress or imposter syndrome about being in that space and about meeting those people, about shaking those hands. There's a lot of different ways to communicate with yourself, positively or negatively. But he had not met that expectation yet. Now, one thing that I think is important to mention here, progress is the process. All right? You're not going to wake up one day and the flip's going to be completely switched, or the switch is going to be completely flipped. That's not going to happen. What will happen is that you'll wake up and you'll notice, wow, that was easier. I feel more confident. I've seen some more success. Maybe I've increased my income a little bit. Maybe I've landed more appointments, more opportunities, and met more people. Whatever the goal is, whatever that outcome is for you in your entrepreneurial life, the next step, you keep hitting that ceiling, right? Go back to the foundation. Because you are a work in progress. And making progress is part of the process. But the process of change is not going to happen overnight. So I would encourage you to self-assess, see where you're at, see where your foundation's at. Leadership, communication, expectation, defining success and health, right? If one of those is a little bit off, you're not sure where to go next, send me a message. I'm happy to support. Otherwise, see where you're at, see where you want to go, and try to start bridging the gap by focusing on the process of your progress. Hope you're well, and I'll talk to you soon.